Hello, my name is Dennis Bayram and I'm an educator at WSET School London, and today we'll be talking about the wines of northwest Italy. Starting with the climate, northwest Italy, specifically Piemonte, has a moderate continental climate with long cold winters and warm summers. The Alps in the north shelter the region from rain and cool winds, creating drier conditions and a diurnal range of temperatures. There are plenty of slopes in Piemonte, with altitudes ranging between 150 to 600 meters. These moderate temperatures and provide sun exposure for the vines. Fog is a common occurrence in Piemonte throughout the growing season, especially in areas like Langhe. Moderating ripening, but it can also inhibit the photosynthesis and increase the risk of fungal diseases. To battle against this, effective canopy management like VSP trellising and timely treatments are essential. Long winters can also make spring frost a detrimental issue. Heaters and wind machines most commonly are used to mitigate these risks. Summer thunderstorms and hailstorms are also a threat. Netting as well as VSP trellising are used to minimize damage. The key black grape varieties in Piemonte are, starting with Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo produces some of Italy's most prestigious wines, known for high tannins, high acidity, and flavors of red cherry, rose, and violet. Nebbiolo often requires extended barrel aging, which is necessary to soften the tannins of the grape variety and also to add complexity. Whereas Barbera is a variety that is known for its high acidity but lower tannins, producing light to medium bodied wines with flavors of red cherry and strawberry. Barbera wines can often see two different styles. They can be made into styles that don't see any oak barrel aging, which are for early drinking with only primary aromas, and some Barbera can be made into oak barrel aged wines with some influence of secondary aromas and flavors. Dolcetto offers wines that are the lightest in Piemonte and youthful for early drinking. Notes of bright red cherry and raspberry are common. Key white grape varieties include Cortese and Moscato. Cortese is a variety found in the DOCG of Gabi. It makes high acidity wines with primary notes of lemon and blossom notes, and oftentimes only made through stainless steel protective winemaking techniques. Moscato, on the other hand, is used to produce sweet, sparkling wines like Asti, noted for its aromatic and grapey flavors. Regarding wine law in Piemonte, the region has several DOC and DOCG regions. Wines labeled with a specific DOC or DOCG must be sourced 100% of their grapes from that specific area. Labeling in prestigious zones like Barolo and Barbaresco can include villages or classified vineyard names, indicating a higher level of quality. Aging in both PDOs may be defined by different oak aging regimens, each according to the producer's preference. Traditionally, large, neutral oak casks were favored, minimizing any secondary flavors in the wine. However, in modern times, the use of French barrels, akin to the ones used in Burgundy, for example, can be used to add secondary notes and soften the tannins within a shorter period of time, requiring shorter aging period. Barolo is renowned for its Nebbiolo wines, which require significant aging and offer deep complexity. Barolo wines must be aged for a minimum of 38 months, with at least 18 months in oak. Barbaresco, also using Nebbiolo, has a slightly shorter aging requirement and typically ripens a bit earlier than Barolo. Barbaresco wines must be aged for at least 26 months, with at least 9 of those months in oak. Barbera d'Asti, compared to Barolo and Barbaresco, is a much larger production area. Here we see Barbera made into those two different styles, and most wines will exhibit red fruit aromas and flavors such as red cherries, strawberries. In Dolcetto d'Alba, the wines are typically released without any aging to preserve their fresh and fruity characteristics. Gavi is located closer to the sea, benefiting from a slight maritime influence, ideal for growing Cortese. Stainless steel fermentation is the norm in Gavi DOCG, but some producers may experiment with lees aging for added texture and complexity. Let's take a look at a short written answer question about Northwest Italy. Describe the typical level of tannin, acidity, and aroma characteristics of a Barbaresco DOCG wine. This question is allocated 5 marks. Here, the 5 marks allocated for the question are divided as follows. 1 mark for the tannin level, 1 mark for the acidity level, and 3 marks for aroma characteristics. 1 mark is allocated for writing down a valid primary note, such as red cherry or rose. The other mark is allocated to a valid secondary note, such as vanilla or cloves. And the final mark is allocated to a tertiary aroma, such as tar, truffles, or leather. Thank you for watching.